call me king cause I'm that dude. That's true. Said I don't mean to brag. Let me work it out. Forever.
Test on straight face, you remember?
They just living for the moment. We living it like we own it. Killing the comp, crushing every opponent. No, if it ain't about money, I don't condone it. Cash and plastic, still carry the chrome shit. Me and my boo coming through on some grown shit. See who I came with, know who I'm going home with. Fill your glass up, rose Patronus. 3 is company, 4 better's a bonus. I give you the real deal, other dudes are cloning. All depending on how bad you want it. After the wheels fall off, ride the donut. Put it in the air, we stone it. Like they going man to man, we zone it. Swinging. Nothing is too much is the slogan. Nothing. They just lease, we own it.
Much.
What?
Words that I live by. That's just how I do. I do. I'm young right now, but I won't be forever. So I'ma live it up like that's true. You might wanna roll with me too. Said I don't mean to brag, but I live a life that most can only dream about. Yeah. So baby, come be my dream girl. Pick a fantasy and let me work it out. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell me where you wanna go, what you wanna do. So we living it like we own it, own it, own it. Said I'm on top of the world. What I need is you. So we living it like we own it, own it, own it. Yeah. Never too much.
There we
Yes, y'all. I thought we was going into the No Shortcuts theme song. We right here.
Yeah, man.
Straight
What's
to
up
it.
with
No
it?
need to prolong the time. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, out there in YouTube land, Facebook
Yes.
land, Twitch land, Instagram land, if you can happen to connect. But hey, all over the world, nationally, internationally, come on in, drop us a hi, say hello, let us know where you're watching from. We give you guys a few moments. You know, we trust and pray that everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday. I know I had a great time. I got a chance to see my family. Some of them, not all, but you know, we were all there in spirit. And get a chance to text and do all those type of things and check on each other. But I had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
It's nothing like getting congregating with family and having good food and fellowship and fun. We played a game. I think it was called Let's Get Deep, I believe, but it was like a family game, and you get to share some things that the family might not know about your views and opinions. There's my mother.
Wow.
Hey, mom, we love you. Come on in. Yeah, so it's pretty.
Is that game safe to play?
Yeah, it's safe to play. It's very safe to play. and you do activities as well as answer questions, you know what I mean? So we had a good time. And got some of mom's dressing, and no, there were no raisins in it, ladies.
No raisins in it.
Nor the potato salad. Miss Robin Barbie.
Robin, what's up? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Rhonda, good morning from LA.
Yeah, I was just telling Rhonda we gotta get on the same scheduling so we can have a chat, you know, about the things that, you know, she's interested in getting done. So yeah, for sure. Welcome, Rhonda. Come on in. Thank you for being here. I told her with the holiday going on, man, I got lost in the sauce and totally completely forgot. You know, I told her we'd chat, but you know, we're gonna get around to it. Much love to you, Rhonda. Thank you so much.
Robin says, yeah, no raisins.
yeah. Did y'all have any raisins in any dishes? I think
somebody had some.
But as we said, I put the clip up the other day when you said no shortcuts, no raisins.
Somebody had some raisins in their potato salad. I know they did. You don't have to. We're not going to shame you.
Yeah, somebody out there in the nation did that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I threw it out there. It was funny because I've seen it before, not in person, but I've heard.
Yes.
And then I Googled it. I went ahead and Googled it. For those.
Is this a real thing? You fact checked it?
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. But I had a great week last week, man. Had the whole week off, you know, besides
nice.
besides being a minister of music at Mount Dewell on Sunday. So just it worked out great for the holiday. My son had the whole week off from school, so we got a
Yeah.
chance to spend some time and do a little traveling and check in with some family and all that. So we glad to be back here. How was your holiday?
Yeah, man, it was good. It was good. We didn't really do much. We kept it low key, McGee. We were actually gonna go out of town. We had planned like months ago. We were gonna go up to West Virginia, and the place that we were renting, they had contacted us, maybe like a month or so ago, to say that they were doing some construction, and this place had a pool, like they had like an indoor pool.
Yeah.
And they said that they were doing construction, and they weren't sure if the pool was going to be back open by the time we were coming. So we was like, yo, that probably means it's not. And that was one of the main reasons we chose that place, because the kids were going to want to do that. If it was going to be cold, they wouldn't be inside in the pool and stuff. So we decided to cancel that. They gave us a credit to rebook with them later on. So then we were like, oh, we'll just stay home. And then like last minute, we started thinking of something else. Like, oh, maybe we'll go do this. We'll go out of town. We were looking at some little last minute weekend getaways.
Right.
And then we played with the idea of going to see her parents. And we were just like, you know what? Let's just chill. Take advantage of the fact
that's what I was gonna say. You ended up probably doing nothing.
Just ended up doing nothing. It was the only weekend that I was home anyway, so it was just good to just be home and relax. So we just kept it low key, and then took the kids to do some local activities instead of trying to plan an actual trip last minute.
That's nice. Got to get that R&R. A lot of
good.
times in our mind we're gonna do this and gonna do that, and and even shout out to Juan, because we were gonna try to connect with him. Yeah, I don't know if he's here. Is he here? But I know.
Yeah, he's on right now. He's in Florida.
What's up, Juan?
Here's the number. Here's Juan's phone number if you need it.
Yeah, our resident vacation / cruise planner and notary, ladies and gentlemen of the No Shortcuts community, Mr. Juan Velasquez, JV. And shout out to everybody who's joined our No Shortcuts community on Facebook. If you want to check it out right now, just type in No Shortcuts the community. We're up to about 538 members, which is not bad since we started. So thank you all for everything.
Less than a year ago, we started this portion.
Yeah, that portion of the community was started separate from the actual platform. So, and then before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to share this feed. If you're on Facebook, share this on your individual timelines, or tag one or two people in the comments who you would like to join us today for our live broadcast. So we do have a very
Brandon
special guest.
shot a turkey.
Mr. Brandon Stevens in the house. Hey, hit the drum and the cymbal on him one time. Famous.
He shot a fresh turkey. What's up? Give him all of them.
Former guest of the platform, Mr. Brandon Stevens, my Mellow Groove brother, man. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate appreciate you all so much.
Yeah, buddy. So that was it for my weekend, man. Yeah, let's proceed and talk about our guest. We have a guest.
We do have a guest. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for today, I was just chatting with her in our virtual green room. Me and my brothers from Mellow Groove initially met her. We were planning an event, I think on election day some years ago, for Councilman Bump Roddy here locally. My guys from Mellow Groove. And Alice was telling me, I think she was helping with the campaign, and I remember she had a table set up over there, and that's when we first met her. And then we would play locally at the Caribbean spot. She supported us there. Sometimes if there's a God forbid, a funeral situation or whatnot, she'll call me and see if I'm available to play. And she does so many things. I'm gonna read off a few things. She sent me over a nice little list, but before I get into that, she's also on the committee that's planning the Christmasville event here locally in Rock Hill, South Carolina, which me and my Mellow Groove brothers will be playing that on Sunday with the jazzy jingles, soulful sounds on Sunday. But let me just tell you a little bit about what she does here, because she's on so many boards and so many committees, and she works with the school district, but president of Sunset Park Neighborhood Association, district office planning committee for Rock Hill Schools District. Of course, like I said, the 2023 Christmasville team leader of Rock Hill on the Citizens Review Board, which acts as a liaison between the city of Rock Hill and the citizens of Rock Hill. York Technical College Advisory Committee, Sick and Leave Board chairperson at her church, The Well. She's an event on the event planning team. Also on the she's a general campaign team leader, and also she's the chairperson of the couples ministry and outreach, and she also has 36 years of customer service specialist. She's a customer
Talk
service
about it.
specialist of 36 years. This consists of strategic planning, event planning, and marketing, which she could definitely give us some jewels on today. Administrative assistant, customer satisfaction consultant, customer service manager, senior customer service
That's a
representative,
lot.
and claims representative. Let me come up for some air.
Yes,
But
buddy.
ladies and gentlemen, make some noise at home while we make some noise on the screen for Miss Alice Hardin-Meeks.
Hey, and she's real busy in the comments, tagging everybody to come and
Yes,
watch the show for
and
sure.
and
We
that
appreciate that.
basically sums up Alice.
Yeah.
How she's multitasking and doing this and doing
Yeah.
that. You never know where you're gonna see Alice.
Yeah.
She's a little bit. Y'all think Santa Claus be everywhere?
Yeah.
With tis the season, Alice be everywhere.
We're
We
gonna
want to
name
thank
this
you,
one
Alice, for
the
joining us
chairperson of the
today.
board.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and even when we're in the green room waiting to come on, you were letting us know you at the school, and there's a little bit of an emergency going on with the power and everything, and everybody's reaching out to you to try to figure a solution. So you're multitasking at its finest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've been obviously a member of our community, and you've watched our show before, so you know how we like to start out and ask our guests, to give us a little background information, mainly starting out where you were born and raised, and a little bit about your upbringing and your
Okay.
early years.
So I was born here in Rock Hill
Hmm.
55 years ago. I just celebrated
Hey,
in September.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's right. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
happy
Yeah, happy
birthday for
birthday.
sure.
So I was born in Rock Hill. My mother is still living. My father is deceased.
Mhm.
I have one sister, Terry Hardin Chisholm, who
Yes, I
is my
remember
baby
Terry.
sister, and I love that girl.
Hmm.
Um, I'm the mother of three sons who I affectionately refer to as my three sons.
Ah,
Hmm.
nice.
Yes, I'm a grandmother.
Hmm.
2 years ago, I have two bonus granddaughters as well. I have a
Hey.
daughter-in-law this year, married October of this year. My oldest son, and the most. I won't say the title that I'm most proud of, but it is one that I am proud of. I'm proud
Hmm.
to be a mother, a daughter, a sister, an
Yeah.
auntie, but my most prized title is I'm the wife of Minister Roscoe Meeks.
Yes,
There we
yes,
go.
Um,
fine gentleman.
yes, and we just celebrated the fifth wedding
Fantastic.
anniversary of our second wedding. Yes,
Okay,
because we
congrats
were
on
married.
that.
Congratulations for
Yes,
sure.
yes. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about your early upbringing in Rock Hill. I only got to Rock Hill when I came to Winthrop, which is
Hmm.
'96. So give us a little peek into historic Rock Hill
Yeah.
during that time and what it was like around these parts.
So let's see. I'll start from high school. I went to Rock Hill High School. I was a cheerleader there for all my ninth, 10th,
Hmm.
11th, and 12th
Hmm.
grade. I did attend Winthrop right after
Oh,
graduation.
okay, okay.
And I ran into a medical problem. I had some issues with my heart.
Hmm.
So I had to leave after a year or so, almost 2 years. And I
Okay.
finished up at Millamont Business College.
Mm.
Um, but I enjoyed my time there at Winthrop, and it is my goal and desire to go back. I still want my degree from Winthrop.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can do it.
Yes,
You, d-
yes.
you,
So
d-
that
you.
is my goal and my desire.
Hmm.
Um, Other than that, just grew up hanging out, doing things here in the community. And I'll go back to I was married at the age of 24, I think it
Okay.
was 24.
Hmm.
So I started having children. And you remember I said I was a cheerleader.
Hmm.
So my
Yes.
passion has always been to be this little social lady
Hmm.
that just
Yeah.
loves to do stuff. But when
Uh-huh.
I had children, my hat changed to being that of a mother.
Hmm.
So for 3 years, I was the proud mother of three boys who were very active in
Yeah.
school and in sports. So I was no longer able to do the things that were at one time a priority for me. My
Mm-hmm.
children became my priority.
Right.
So for many years, I just had to put on the mother hat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after they graduated, went to college, and I just had all of this free time, I
Mm-hmm.
said, you know what? Let me get back to my passion, to doing things that I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I started getting back involved with doing things on a city level, at my job, where I was not able to do a lot of other than going to work and leaving,
Mm-hmm.
not able to
Mm-hmm.
do a lot more. So able to
Mm-hmm.
pick up some things on my job, able to do things at my church. It just gave me time to do do things to help others. So I'll just
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, and you obviously, did the right thing, of course, when you became a mother too. I guess as we say, to be unselfish, put the kids in front.
Mhm.
So we salute you for doing that. And getting them to a point in life where you could come double back, as they say, and do
Yeah.
some of the things that you wanted to do. Before we proceed, let me ask you what were some of your interests during your younger years? Like, let's say, like, as your childhood, what were some of your hobbies and some of the things you might have been interested in?
Let's see. In elementary, or younger, middle school, I love running track. Oh,
Okay.
I thought I was good until I started getting beat in all these track meets. And I was like, well, no, that's
Yeah.
not what I want to do. Track is probably not for me, but I still
Uh-huh.
want to be active. So
Yes.
that's when I went the cheerleader route.
Uh-huh.
But as a child, I enjoyed family,
Mm-hmm.
fellowship, just parties. I
Mm-hmm.
remember growing up, and my mom and my aunties would all on Friday nights have the fish fry Friday
Oh
night.
yeah.
All
Okay.
the other couples and friends would come
Yeah.
over, fry fish, and hang. Even though they would put all the children in a room in the back and we couldn't
Uh-huh.
come out, it was just hearing the laughter. And I
Yeah.
really think that's where I started picking up the desire to entertain and to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of the
Being in that
social.
environment.
Yeah, just seeing my parents and my grandmother and aunties just happy about being around each other, and the
Mm-hmm.
laughs, the giggles, the
Yeah.
tears,
Yeah.
all of that, just being in that environment. As I started to grow up, I
Mm-hmm.
picked up those I wanted to do the same thing. So I think that's
Okay.
where my background started, with wanting to do things.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah.
I can see I could well first and foremost we got to put a little hot sauce on the fish at the fish fry.
And
But
chitterlings, they had, let me see, chitlins, however you want to
uh
pronounce it.
yeah,
Chitlins, I didn't say
yeah,
chitlins.
yeah.
Even the plates, they used to sell those plates back on Friday night. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's good stuff. But it's nothing like, being around family, extended family and others. And I kind of can see the correlation between you being in that environment and then, being like as you are currently a customer service specialist. This is something and maybe you can speak to it better than I can. How fulfilling is it for you when you can do something for someone else, in that aspect?
it is very fulfilling. And in your bio on me, or whatever you put on the page, you put leader. And I was
Hmm.
trying to, before the podcast, think of another word other than leader, because
Okay.
a lot of things that I do, um, I do behind the scenes. I mean, a lot
Mm.
of things I do, and I may post it on Facebook, or,
Mhm.
just take pictures and post them on social media. But the joy that I really get is when I do things and nobody knows about it. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
joy I really
Yeah.
get.
yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
yes, when I can, go to a store and help somebody, and I
Yeah.
don't have to post it, I don't have to say anything.
Mhm.
When somebody can contact me and say, Alice, hey, I'm having an issue with this, and I need somebody who is experienced in customer service to deal with this issue for me, and I can
Mm.
do it and not let
Mm.
the world know about it.
Hmm.
Mm.
um, that's where my joy comes from, that the
Yeah,
behind
no, that's
the scenes type
Yeah,
things.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And you definitely don't have a problem. Like if you're at, I'll just use Mellow Groove for an example. If I see you at the event, I know when I get home I can go back and share some videos. So, but that's great because everybody could take a page from that, from a just of support, from
Yeah.
a stance of support,
Yes,
because that helps us out. We might be
yes.
busy playing, but we can go back and share some of the stuff that you were able to capture and let our friends and whatnot hear and see, what was going on at the event. So
Hmm.
I think you just have a heart for that type of stuff.
And I'm glad you say that, Jerry, because I will be
Hmm.
very honest. A family member, and I'll be honest, it's my
Yeah,
sister.
yeah, yeah. This is a safe space.
I hope
Yes.
she's watching. Yeah. But one
Okay.
time, my sister, she lived in Atlanta. And when she moved here, she's back home. She saw all the different things that I was doing. And she was
Hmm.
like, okay, well, how much did they pay, pay you? Did you get your check for that? And I
Hmm.
would say I didn't charge.
Hmm.
And so, long story short, she was like, Alice, I'm noticing you do a lot for people. You are marketing people, you're marketing
Yeah.
events. People contact you and say, can you do this? Can you do that? And you are always, yes, I'll do it. Can
Hmm.
you plan my wedding? Can you direct my wedding? Can you do this? Can you? And she said, and you never charge. And I said, well,
Hmm.
Terry, I do it from my heart. So I
Hmm.
don't charge for it. It's just something that I have a passion for doing.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then when I married my great husband, Roscoe Meeks, he said the
Hmm.
same thing. He was like,
Hmm.
you're taking time away from home.
Hmm.
You're away from home doing a lot of these things.
Hmm.
And I know that you enjoy it,
Hmm.
but it would be great to bring some
Absolutely.
income in.
Yeah.
I
And I
s-
gave, so I
yeah.
gave him, but I told him the same thing, Roscoe, I do it from my heart. I really
Hmm.
do. But then I started noticing, I'm watching people doing the same thing that I'm doing,
And
and
Hmm.
they're
getting
getting
paid.
paid. So
Yeah.
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 I was selling myself short. I really was.
Hmm.
So that's when I started saying, I need to change it. And now I need to get paid for,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that I do that I don't get a dime for. I will be
Uh-huh.
honest. But I also know that I know my worth. So
Yes.
there are times when I may say, just give me a donation. But I do
Hmm.
want to turn this into a
Yeah.
full business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been prophesied over me
Uh-huh.
three times within the last 2 years. Two
Okay.
years by three people that I hold dear to my heart: my
Uh-huh.
pastor, Maurice and Katiti Revelle, and
Hmm.
another gentleman at my church. Um,
Hmm.
One thing about a prophecy, and Jerry, you should know this.
I
Uh,
know this. Talk
if
to
somebody
me.
is gifted in is gifted in that given a prophecy, you have to take that serious. You
Yeah.
Absolutely.
cannot just receive it and then don't do anything with it. So
Hmm.
I made a vow that I do want to turn this into a business.
Hmm.
And like I said, I don't know where it may go,
Yeah.
but I
That's
do
what we
know
all
that
about here.
right. If I can
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
people doing it and charging, then I think I can
Yeah.
do
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
I
you're
can
in the
already tell you can do it. Just I work with a lot of event planners and
Famous is an event
promoters and
coordinator
things, and
himself.
I can just tell by the information that I've gotten so far, and just by following and just by listening to the first few minutes of this conversation, that you have that
The
personability.
it.
You have that, yeah, the it. You have that
Hmm.
it that'll make it, because when you're, especially like if you're in, what I've learned from wedding planners specifically that I work with, when you take on a client to be a wedding planner, you're pretty much that bride's best friend. Like you have to be that person's best friend for the next 9 months, whatever
Therapist.
it is. And I can tell you have that in you where you're going to be that woman's best friend leading up until her walking down the aisle, or whatever the event is. So you have
Yeah.
that it. I already see it for sure.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
and and my mother who's here has the gift of prophecy. So I'm far and far too familiar with the
Yes.
with the you saying someone prophesied certain things to
Mhm.
you, and I agree with Famous. You definitely have what it takes, and being on this platform, kind of what we preach anyway. So maybe this may be things lining up. And I know you're,
Yeah.
in the school district and you hold many positions. And you have the experience of customer service, which is
Yeah.
probably
Hmm.
half the battle.
That is
So we
absolutely.
would like to encourage you, and
Yeah.
everybody in the comments also. I'm sure y'all send in some comments, but we would like to encourage you to pursue that, because Tanika, what's happening? Come on
Hey,
in. Yeah.
Hey.
Tanika
Yes.
is working with me on Christmasville. She's
Oh,
my
okay. Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
doing the
Tanika, you.
360 booth for us.
Okay, yeah, I used to see her at Mount Dewell when I first
Mhm.
started down there playing music. So shout out to her. Yeah, so Christmasville is coming. We're gonna get into that in just a little bit,
Hmm.
But we want to encourage you to go for it, Alice, because you obviously, have the skill set that's,
Yeah.
that would be necessary, that would be required, and Famous has experience with event coordinating himself. So if you're doing all of these things already,
Yeah.
and as you said, and from the heart, but the
And you
heart and a little
already
bit of go ahead.
you already have a network too. So
Yeah,
that's
that
that's
part.
really important,
Yes.
when starting out, especially in event planning, because you already have dozens and dozens and hundreds of people who know you and they're coming to
Hmm.
you anyway for that. So
Mhm.
most of the time when people starting out, they got to go out and find business. And I don't see
Right.
that you're gonna have to go out and find customers
Yeah,
in the
that won't
beginning.
be a
They
problem.
already know where you at and what you're doing. Now you're just
Yes.
doing it officially as a business,
Mhm.
and then that'll
Yeah.
start to build up that
Yeah.
portfolio a little bit easier
Hmm.
than others may have had to do so. That'll be
And I
Yeah.
great.
And
love
like.
it so much that I think I mentioned that my oldest son was married in October. So when they were talking about a wedding planner, I said, "Well, I'm
Hmm.
offended." I said,
Yeah.
"I'm a wedding planner."
Yeah.
And my son was saying, "Mom, but you're the mother of the groom. You won't have time."
Yeah,
I
you're gonna be
said,
running back and forth.
yeah. So I planned it up until I think maybe a week before.
Yeah.
And then I started getting to the day of the wedding and the wedding rehearsal. And they were like, "Mom, there's no way you could do this the day of the wedding."
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
finally said, "You know what?" I said, "Let me just bite the bullet,"
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
did. I reached out to one of my coworkers, and he was able to
Hmm.
step in the
There you
day
go.
before the wedding. But
Yeah.
that's how passionate I am about it.
Yeah.
I said, "No, I
Hmm.
Yeah.
want to direct my son's own wedding. I don't want anybody else to do it." So
Right. Totally understandable. But after
mhm,
they have the seating of the parents, it would have been pretty
that's
difficult
what
for
I
you.
did.
That's right. Well, just gotta put the little headphones on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got we
But
have a comment
yeah,
from
come
the
on.
wonderful Mr. Roscoe Meeks himself.
Hey, shout
He
out,
said,
shout out to Minister Roscoe Meeks
"Yes,
there.
Alice, please turn this into a
Okay,
business."
we're
So
gonna
he's
we're gonna help Alice
yes,
do this. Alice, you joined our No Shortcuts community, right,
yes.
on Facebook.
I did.
He
We're gonna
says,
so we're gonna help you start putting your stuff out there. We're gonna start locally,
"Yeah,
with our Rock Hill and York County and all of this. Let's start locally, and then
Thank you.
and with everybody's support and networking abilities and referral abilities, we're gonna help you do that. You said you know your worth and you do it from your heart, but there's nothing wrong with a
well,
little bit of cash money
that's
or a
right,
check.
brother." Brother Meeks says, "Let's make this thing a thing. Let's make
Yes,
this thing a
yes, and you
thing."
already got you already got a business partner and a husband, so
There you
you
go.
you right you all set. All you got to is turnkey. It looks like.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
Absolutely.
that's awesome. So I'm glad. So that's another reason for me to be glad that you joined us today, because I believe things always happen for a reason, and maybe you needed this outward or this public encouragement,
Yes.
to maybe give you a nudge in the direction of
Hmm.
pursuing that, give you maybe a final confirmation that you may
Mhm.
need to, and all of this is just putting one foot in front of the other. And if you're
Yeah.
doing so many things helping other people, you be able to help yourself as
Hmm.
That's
well.
right. That's
Hmm.
right. I
Yeah.
agree.
Just a chance to
Yes.
start saying it out loud a few times, so it's starting to get into the atmosphere that this is what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
2024, we're going into the Meeks event planning business.
That's
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm just looking at some of this stuff here, and I'm revisiting all of these positions: president of Sunset Park Neighborhood Association, district office planning committee for Rock Hill Schools. Of course, we getting into Christmasville a little later,
Yeah.
but you're the team leader for the city of Rock Hill, the Citizens Review Board. For the
mhm.
city of Rock Hill. I want to talk about that in a minute too. I'm coming back. I'm all over the place. York
Okay.
Technical College Advisory Committee, You're on the sick leave bank board, the Well Church event planning team. You're the chairperson. The Well Church General Campaign team leader, the Well Church Couples Ministry / outreach chairperson. So you definitely got it
Yeah.
in you.
Yes,
You know,
yes. And
yeah,
if you can see, everything I wrote involves um, um, not just planning,
yeah.
marketing, but teamwork.
Yes.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to start
yeah,
there. I actually want to start there with the last thing he mentioned with the couples outreach,
Mhm.
especially with people starting out in business, wanting to be entrepreneurs, hustlers. It's really important if you are married or have a partner that your partner is on the team, like your husband just now saying, "Yes, let's
yeah.
do this
He's on
thing."
the team.
Yeah. So I want to hear more about what you do with the couples outreach, and then how that could be incorporated into helping business owners and budding
Mm,
entrepreneurs in their personal lives as well.
Okay. With the couples outreach, myself and my husband, we partner with that. And it's a connect group. At the Well Church, we have different connect groups that do just that, connect like minded people with the
Hmm.
same
mm,
thing. And so we do the couples, and we were doing good until COVID. And then with
yeah.
COVID, a lot of things sort of slowed down. But we've had a paint and sip. We've had some dinners that we went out to restaurants. Um, the main thing that we are doing, and our pastor is revamping our couples ministry.
Okay.
And so we'll hopefully be able to get some people from that ministry to do a lot more things.
Hmm.
He's
Hmm.
handling more of, from what I understand, the teaching, the letting couples know what it takes to make marriage work.
Hmm.
My husband and I, with the Connect group, we're more doing things with the social aspect,
Yeah.
just getting
Mm.
couples together, bowling,
Yeah.
just going out for dinner,
Activities.
Yeah.
just giving, a lot of couples that we deal with say, well, we don't have any couple friends, or
Hmm.
Hmm.
couple
Very
friends
true.
don't do the same things that we
Yeah.
like to do. So
Yeah.
the,
Hmm.
the it's more of a connect group versus an outreach.
Right.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay. So,
that's really important with like finding, like you said, like-minded people and other couples to
Mhm.
do stuff with. That's one of the
Yes.
things we struggle with for sure because we're older, and
Mhm.
since we started over having kids the second time around, we have young kids again. But so
Mhm.
all the people that have kids, our kids' age, they're 30, and and we're 47, so we don't. And then the people who are our age, all their kids are grown. Like our
Oh,
older kids
yeah.
are grown, so
Mhm.
it's
hmm
just hard to find couples, in our age range that
Yes.
have the type of availability that we have, and young kids at home and stuff like that. So it's important
Yeah.
that you're able to, when you are able to work that.
yeah, yeah,
That,
yeah.
yeah.
And shout out to the paint and sip, which gives a little
Yeah.
twist on communion.
Or
Little,
the other way.
take a little bit of different type of communion. We ain't mad at it.
We had wine. We had wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Yeah, gotta, gotta have a little bread, little wine. What does James say there?
James
Do
says,
it. If
do
you
it.
if you're that passionate to where you were willing to do it for free, then you can make it into a profitable business. I can totally relate
Thank you
to your
so much.
mentality and
Yeah.
heart. James was, I guess, for the
2 weeks in a
last
row.
2 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
it had overlapped, and then we had Juan and James on last week. So shout out to James, but yeah, so
Thanks.
everybody's rooting you on.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
All right.
important. Like you said, if you were doing it for free, like even with DJing, like if I was DJing for free years ago
Oh
and
shit.
doing
Yeah.
people that I knew doing their weddings and stuff, I said I should start charging for this.
Yes.
you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
It's
so
a
and
business.
just go ahead, Alice. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying it's a business. It really
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
is.
It's a
It is a
business for sure.
business. It's a business,
Mhm.
and I think and we'll look at it like this. You've already paid your dues by doing
Right.
it from the heart and doing it for free. You already
Yeah.
paid your dues, and you've built up your reputation, your credibility. So yeah, it's time to let's get some coins going.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's your sister there.
It is. That's my
Okay.
bonus sister. Hey, TZ.
Okay.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you
you for
all for
joining
joining us.
us.
We got 16 people here live right now. Everybody, if you're on Facebook, hit the hearts, drop us some comments. If you're
And
on
share it.
YouTube, hit the likes, hit the subscribe, all of that good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, there's mom again. Yeah.
Hey.
Much love to my mom keeping the perfect attendance going. She's gonna give we going famous gonna send you them gold stars. I'm gonna give him your address.
Yeah. I might have to
Well, I
hand
want to
deliver it to Sherrod. I'm close by.
there you go. Take a little drive and get you some Bill's barbecue while you down there.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, so about
You
the
know my heart.
yo heart, yeah. This guy's crazy. I better reel him back in. So the Citizens Review Board. I just was curious about that, Alice. Like with the being the liaison between the city of Rock Hill and the Rock Hill Police Department. Give us a little insight as far as how that works.
Well, I think the review board started about maybe 2018, 19,
Okay.
around 2018. I'm
Mhm.
one of the original members of the board. And this came about with the what was his name? Lord, forgive me. I'm on a podcast and I can't remember his
That's
George
all right.
Floyd.
George Floyd.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
George
yeah. I met his
Floyd.
uncle before, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, the Rock Hill Police Department City Council, they and under Dr. Norma Gray, I think at the time
Hmm.
she was president of the NAACP,
Hmm.
but
Okay.
she put out the initiative to put together a board to represent act as a liaison between citizens in Rock Hill and the police department whenever there was an issue where the citizens may have filed a complaint with the
Hmm.
police department and were not happy with the
Hmm.
results of the review. So
Hmm.
we come in and look at it from a party
Hmm.
aspect, from citizens
Yeah.
Yeah.
aspect. And so started off with that.
Hmm.
But remember, I was in the starting stages, one of the first members. So we had to put together bylaws.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
had to look at other review boards in other cities to see how they were functioning so that we can make sure that whatever we put together, it was put together right.
Hmm.
We were rolling it out the right way.
Hmm.
So it took us about a year or more to really get all of that in
Hmm.
place. So a lot
Okay.
of
Wow.
people in Rock Hill were saying, oh, the city said they were giving us a citizens review board. They didn't
Hmm.
tell the truth. They lied, different things.
Hmm.
We were there, we were in existence, but we were working behind the scenes,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
things set up. So once we were set up, Mayor Geddes did a YouTube
Hmm.
infomercial, just basically saying that there was a board and what our expectations were, what we were doing,
Right.
our responsibilities were, and we have heard, if I'm right, we have
Hmm.
heard three, maybe four cases
Okay.
um, since we had everything approved and
Hmm.
it was rolled out and effective. I think we've heard four cases.
Okay. And that would and you guys would probably play a part. It's like when they had the protests, peaceful protests.
Mhm.
Supposedly peaceful. Some people act a little crazy sometimes, but I would
Mhm.
assume that you guys would play a part in that as well.
If there was any like police
Yeah.
brutality or anything like that. So mainly we take cases if the citizen files a complaint, but
I
then there
see.
are certain instances where they don't have to file a complaint.
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
it's
You file it
flat
on their
out, you
behalf.
see it is there,
I
we
got
ought to get those cases.
Hmm.
Yes.
you. Okay.
So
Okay.
what have
Wow.
you seen like?
Thankful that nothing like that has happened.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
In your time, since you've been, like we said earlier, you've been in Rock Hill much longer than us, since you were actually born in Rock Hill, and we both transplanted there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What have you seen, like change wise, just community wise? Because as even in the last 3 or 4 years, Rock Hill has changed tremendously. But talk about some of the changes that you've seen from being born and raised in Rock Hill from a community aspect.
I see a lot more diversity and I see a lot more engagement from people of color.
Hmm.
Hmm.
at one time, a lot of the, like, even city council, different boards in the city, just to be transparent, we didn't have a lot of people of color represented in Rock Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing that from the time that I was a little girl, to growing up now, to even in the last few years, you see now that I think the city is making a great effort to try to include all people, to make sure all people belong.
Yeah.
To give us that a chance,
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. DJ B pulling
What up,
up late,
Brian?
but I'm here. Thank you, sir. Former guest of the platform.
What's
DJ
up, B?
Park Place Entertainment.
Park Place.
But that's great. Because as time moves forward, I feel it's important, that each town, city, what have you, county, you have to try to include everyone. And I think that's how you get the for lack of a better term, the best bang for your buck. You got to have a little of this. Nobody wants to eat the same meal every day, or watch the same movie. You got to have some variety. So I mean, over time, it's only
I look at the businesses, the number of African American businesses now in Rock Hill versus, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You have people now, like I said earlier, things that we used to do for free. Now we have businesses now, and that's great. That's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's why, in our No Shortcuts community, we believe in helping where we can. And Famous and I aren't the only people in the community. We're just the faces of the platform, but we have so many people there who could help, give a little tidbit of information or point you in the right direction on maybe doing this or doing that. So, and that's what it's all about, especially if you know others or can see others that you actually know doing something and they've turned a passion or a dream into a business, and it's tangible. That's all the proof. That's all the proof you need. How long have you been in the working for the school district?
Ooh, since 2006.
Oh wow.
Okay.
October 2006.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you do any other career or job type of things before you got into the school district?
Yes, I worked for Cigna Healthcare for 16 years. I worked for them for
long
16
term.
years. And then the position that I had, they did some restructuring. And in that restructuring, I decided to stay home. My job was phased out. So I became an at-home mom for 1 year. I did it for 1 year and I did not like it.
Didn't like it, huh? Well, you too active. You got to be out and about a little bit, huh?
Yes. So, I mean, the first 6 months were great.
Right.
I was able to just sit home and do nothing and, try to regroup and think about what I wanted to do next. And that's when I made a decision that I wanted to seek employment at a job that understood a person having a family life. That understood if you received a call from the school about a sick child, that you had to go home. So I was like, where can I go to find a job or a company that understands work-life balance? And what better place than the Rock Hill School District?
Either church or school.
Yeah. Those are the only two industries that really care, or at least should act like they care.
Yeah.
So I reached out. I've been here. I came on in 2006 and have been here since.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And what do you do for the school district?
I work in the operations department.
Okay.
So that's what I was, as I was explaining to you guys earlier. So I'm in the department where if your child is in a school and the air goes out, I'm the person that gets the information about it. If the sink doesn't work or it's clogged up or your toilet is stopped up or sewage coming out, I'm in that department with the guys. So we have a team of guys here that I work with to make sure that our schools are up, running, and functioning.
And you're doing the same thing. You're connecting people into the right place to get the job done, just like in event planning.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not you're
Same
not hanging you're
concept,
not
huh?
hanging all the balloons, but you're telling the balloon hanger where to put the balloons
Yeah,
at.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
know?
and
yeah.
that's nice.
That's
That's nice.
awesome.
Are there any more of your boards or committees that you want to talk about, or give us a little insight in regards to? But before I get into a little customer service, I wanted you to give us
Hmm.
some customer service advice. But
That's about it. Other than the Well Church, I love my
mhm.
Shout
church,
out to the
and
well.
Yes,
yeah, just
yeah,
planning there. And right now we're in our general campaign planning mode
hmm,
because we're building a new church. Thank
Hey.
God.
yay, all right.
So we've outgrown the church that we are in, and
Wow, that's awesome.
we, as our pastor said, we want a church. But we also want a building that we can do more things than whole church in. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
several different things being planned for this new building.
hmm,
Sweet.
So I'm happy about that.
yeah,
But other than the church and the Citizens Review Board, I think York Tech Advisory Board. So I've been
okay,
on that board since around 2008,
okay,
19, two thousand
okay.
eighteen, 19. And
Hmm,
that board is another bridge board. Think about it. College, they want to know when kids graduate
hmm.
from high school,
High school.
what do they need to know to be able to go into the work field? What should they teach?
Hmm.
What
Right.
should they add to their curriculum so
Mhm.
that when the students decide to come to York Tech, what is
Yeah.
it that they need to offer to make the students want to come there? So I've been
Right.
on that advisory board for, like I said, since I think maybe 2018, 19, or
Okay.
18, I think. Love it
Okay.
doing
Yeah,
that.
that's great.
Mhm.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about this 36 years of customer service experience. And because even, us who already have began our journey in the entrepreneurial field and everything, and business owners and all of that, customer service still plays a huge portion of maintaining
Yeah.
your business, and also as far as garnering referrals and increasing your network. So give us some of your maybe a few of your concepts as it pertains to customer service.
Well, let me put it this way. I'm going to be, again, very transparent.
Hmm.
Let's do
Um,
it.
I think that with COVID, customer service went.
Oh,
You can
decline,
say
huh?
it. You can say it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It might be a fact. It might not even be an opinion. It might
Yeah.
just
Yes,
be a plain fact.
yes. So, and honestly, a person with a customer service background, when I worked at Cigna Healthcare, I was started out in claims
Mhm,
department, and then I went into customer service, was a customer service manager for several years, and then I became a customer service liaison, working between the insurance company and the companies that carried our insurance.
mhm,
So to me, I knew that in order to make a customer happy, to keep
mhm.
clients, you
Yes.
had to have a certain level of professionalism.
Mhm,
Even if it came from receiving a call from a janitor in the school about their benefits, they
mhm.
were a person just like anybody else.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
you have to know how to talk to people, how
Mhm.
to engage with people, how to diffuse situations.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And, I take pride in being able to do those type things. Now,
Mhm.
I'm finding now, from the McDonald's to
Oh
the
Lord.
major department stores to Belts
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
Dillard's to Macy's
Yeah.
to it doesn't matter. You just don't get that anymore. You get what you get now. So
Yeah. That's
so
very
I'm
true.
just coming from that background. I'm just seeing that there is really a big decline
Yeah.
in having the right type customer service. And with jobs, you have a lot of, and again, I'm just going to go there.
Yeah.
I
Let's do it.
believe in support. I believe in supporting all businesses. I
Mhm.
believe in supporting minority businesses. Believe in research. It doesn't matter, but I believe in supporting businesses. But if you're
Yes.
going to have your own individual business, you're not in a chain. You're not a major business or company, but
Mhm.
you're an individual.
Yeah.
Personal business owner. Um,
Absolutely.
in order to succeed, you have to know how to talk to people. You
First
have to
and
know how to
foremost.
right. You have to know how to return emails in a good timeline, not receive
Mhm.
an email on Tuesday and respond back on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have that balance. And I'm just finding that just in the last few years, you just don't get that anymore. You don't.
Yeah, and it'll be hard to say what could get us back to that place. So I guess it has to be up to the individual person whose business or whose job, who's answering the phone or who's doing what. I guess it's something that has to be within. And would you think, or would you say, your opinion, you think that is tied into how people are being raised nowadays versus back then? You say it's
Yes.
a correlation.
Yes. And I grew up in a time where it was yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, ma'am, no,
Mm-hmm.
sir. I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
the small things. And
The
I know
small thing.
everybody may not, use that type of language when they're speaking, but I just grew up in an era where you respected your elders.
Mm-hmm.
You have now children that if you say something to my husband always tell me, you need to stop telling people that. I was in
Mm-hmm.
line at the grocery store the other day, and the little fellow that was checking me out, he put his hand up to his mouth, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, don't do that." And he
Mm-hmm.
looked at me like, "Lady, who are you talking
Yeah.
to?"
Yeah.
So my husband and my sister were with me, and they were like, "Don't pay her any attention."
But they should pay you some attention.
Yeah,
I mean,
she just loved
Yeah.
to. And I explained to him, I said, "Sir, I said, the reason I told you that is because you're checking out groceries and you're touching
mm-hmm.
items that other
Mm-hmm.
people have touched, and then you're
Yep.
putting your hand in your mouth. So now
Mm-hmm.
you're opening yourself up to catching something you may not
Anything.
want to catch."
Yep.
Yeah.
So I said, so I just believe, and so I do that a lot when I see,
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, young adults,
Yeah.
even my elders doing things that I don't think should be done.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
may say something, and sometimes it goes well, sometimes it
Yeah.
doesn't. But
Yeah.
again, my husband has said, just stop it. Just
Yeah.
But
Stop telling other people's children what to do.
yeah, but no, but back in the day,
That's how it
you
was.
could do that.
it took a
Yeah.
village, and
And
that's
Yeah.
why it
right.
was customer service was better.
Yeah.
That's why children,
Yeah.
teenagers grew up better. Now you just don't get that. You have parents now who just don't care if somebody in the school says something to your
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
Sometimes
They
you're
take
ready
it
to go to the
personal.
school and beat up the principal, beat up the
No.
teacher, versus
with the
going
with the rollers in their hair.
instead of going to say, now little Johnny, I know little Johnny can sometimes
Yeah.
not tell the whole truth, or
Right.
little Johnny may have exaggerated the story just a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think it's just right now, sometimes the way, now this again is my opinion. And for the
Sure.
record, I have to do this disclaimer. I am on lunch. I meant to do this disclaimer.
Yeah, she's not on the clock right now.
Yeah, she's on
Not
lunch.
on the clock. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just think that if we want to get and it starts small. You start in
Mm-hmm.
your home. You
Yeah,
start
at
raising
home.
your children and your grandchildren to be respectable, so that when they grow up, yes, they may stray, but they will never forget their foundation. They
Yeah.
won't forget how you raise them. And
Yeah.
then when they go out into the world, they become better citizens, better people,
Mm-hmm.
better adults. I look at my three
Yeah.
boys, and I have to give myself a pat on the back. Now,
Absolutely.
I've never been to a school, I think, but maybe one time, and I have three boys,
Yeah.
three African American boys.
That's
And I
awesome.
think I only went to the school one time in the whole time that they were in high school. I
Wow.
never had to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
Like you said,
if
it
they
starts at
grew up
home.
to be, it feels good when people text me or call me or see me and say, "Alice, you have some respectable young men." That makes me feel so good. It
Yeah.
really does.
Job well done. Job well
Absolutely.
done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I
So I
grew up in
agree.
a time where you talk back.
Yeah, talk about it. You might get hit with anything,
Yeah.
a piece of wood or anything. But
Yeah, shoe. It doesn't matter. Whatever
yeah,
I can
a
catch.
bed,
Slipper coming
a
at you.
bedroom shoe, a
Yeah.
belt. But
Yes.
but I agree with what you said. So there is a correlation between the decline of customer service in the way that the younger generations have been raised or not being raised. So
Right.
yes, and at the end of the day, it starts at home, and it
Yeah.
does take a village to raise these kids. And
Yeah.
my parents tell me stories about how they might got in trouble, and then the neighbor or whoever in the community will spank them and then take them home, and then
Yeah.
they get another spanking by the
Yes.
parent when you get home. So that's
Yes.
the
Hmm.
times, you
Yes.
had to be on your P's and Q's
I mean, look,
everywhere.
and I've not always been who I am,
Right.
and
Hmm.
I'm not perfect by no means.
No, no,
But
none
I
of
would
us are.
remember being, I think maybe about 13 years old, coming from the park, and
Hmm.
was coming with another group of teenagers, and they lit up a cigarette, and I thought
Hmm.
I was big and bad, and I
Mhm.
took a puff. Not realizing I was walking by my auntie's house because I was just thinking, oh, I could do this. Well,
Hmm.
she tore me up in front of my
Hmm.
friends,
Hmm.
and by
Hmm.
the time I made it home,
Got it
my
again.
granny tore me up, and then by
Mm.
the time my mom came by to pick me up, so I got
Yeah.
3 whippings for that one
Ooh.
For one
cigarette.
puff of a cigarette.
But I
Wow.
bet you what, I never at that age, as a teen, I never did that again. So that's
Hmm.
what it taught me. You just don't do things like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, as they say, spare the rod, spoil the child.
yeah, yeah,
Ooh, yeah, well, we know you on your lunch, and this has been a great conversation. But we
Yeah.
definitely got to talk about Sunday's activity
yeah.
with
Yes, please.
Christmasville. You still
Christmasville is
got that
here.
flyer, famous?
Of course I do.
Okay, you want to read it, Alice, or you want me to read it, and then you can elaborate?
You can read it. Go ahead.
All right, from top to bottom, I'm at the eye doctor. Piedmont, cover one eye. Okay, here we go. Piedmont Medical Center presents Christmasville, jazzy jingles and soulful sounds, a rhythmic Christmas. Actually, ladies and gentlemen,
No
it's
more
sold out.
tickets.
Alice,
Sold
yeah, it's
out.
sold out.
Yes.
Yeah, but just to give you the rest of the information, it's this Sunday, December 3rd, 2023. It's going to be at the Getty Center, downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina. There is a wine and dine experience. You have it divided into 2 timelines from 4 to 5:30, and then from 6 until 8. It includes a full course soul food meal and 1 drink ticket. General admission. Everybody bought your tickets online. Come on through,
Yeah.
and then we got and from 6 to 8 the lights and handhelds. You might have to explain that part to us, Alice. But it says, walk into a winter wonderland and experience a jazzy and soulful Christmas as you enjoy our live jazz musicians, Mr. Gregory Amos, and also my guys, Mellow Groove. And shout out to
Yeah.
Brandon Stevens and Timothy Easy if y'all are still in the comments.
What up,
Oh,
dudes?
oh, let's read this right fast and we'll let you elaborate, Alice. Let's see. Mr. James F. Masters, be it the past or present times, is how you teach your children that creates good humans
Mhm.
that do what's right.
That's
Facts.
But that
yes.
kind of
Hmm.
goes into just you were talking about how they do it at home, but even when we're talking about customer service and retail establishments and businesses, it's how they teach their employees.
Hmm.
Because there's some, I'm not going to name them because they're not a sponsor, but there's
Yeah, yeah.
some establishments where you can go into these chains and their employees are doing the right thing, they're respectable, they're
Hmm.
cleaning up, they're polite, they're getting the job done, and then you go into a just as popular chain and their employees are sitting around and the floors are dirty, or and their attitudes are different in the
Yeah.
same line of business. But it's about this one invests more into
The
teaching
right
and
type of.
the right type of environment, and they're not accepting the
Hmm.
less. They say, well, that's how
Yeah.
you roll, you're not going to work here. Same thing at home. We got to
Yeah.
stop accepting
Yeah.
certain behaviors.
Standard, right?
Yeah.
I think the word would be probably standard. Have a certain standard at
Yeah.
home and have a certain standard with
In
your
business.
business.
Yeah.
And quit,
Christmasville is going to be
quit
fun.
using
Mellow
COVID.
Groove.
Quit using COVID as an
As an
excuse.
Yeah.
And,
excuse. Yeah.
well, we can't get employees, and you're
Yeah.
hiring anybody. Quit using that as an excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be a little bit more selective. If that means the manager got to work 65 hours instead of 40 until they get it right, then just do
They
that
do.
instead of
Hmm.
just accepting anything.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Is
Yes,
this established?
Brandon Christmasville is going to be so hyped. I'm excited. So,
Yeah.
and I can't say too much because I want for those that are
Be a
attending to
surprise a
really
little
be
bit.
surprised when they walk into the Getty Center that night or that
Mm-hmm.
day. And with the tickets, Jerry, so from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. is the
Uh-huh.
wine and dine experience. And that's where guests will get a full course meal and one drink ticket. And
Mm-hmm.
from 6 to 8 p.m. is general admission. And the only thing they don't get a drink ticket. There is a cash bar, but they will
Okay.
get handhelds. And that's
Okay.
like your wings and your meatballs. So
Oh,
they'll have
okay.
that versus getting the full course soul food meal. And it's a
Gotcha.
great menu for that meal. Yes.
Yeah. So on behalf of Brandon, what does Mellow Groove receive as far as
What's in the rider? Green M&Ms?
we get green M&Ms? What do we have? What are we gonna get, Alice?
You're taken care of. I'll put it
All
that
right,
way.
cool,
I'm
cool
taking
deal.
care of
I
you.
just didn't want Brandon to be confused, with the comments. Yeah, James, thank you for sharing, Miss Meeks. Thank you again, gentlemen, for another great show.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Brandon saying
Brandon needs that
full
full play. He got there early.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had a few people even reach out to me. I think there's gonna be a few ladies getting together celebrating a birthday party, and there's so many different
Nice.
things going on that night. So we're looking forward to it, to do our mellow groove thing, especially locally. And kudos, can we hit the applause famous for Christmasville, the jazzy jingles, soulful sounds
Yeah.
being sold out.
Love that for sure.
Yeah, it's so
And
Absolutely.
Jerry, one good thing, I know we have to go, but
Sure.
plus, the board members did let me know, a few of them, that because of the hype and the
Mhm.
chatter around this, because this is the first time they brought me in as a team leader to my title initially was inclusive community engagement. That's what I was brought
Mm,
in for.
okay.
Christmasville, there was not an event for that really involved a lot of people of color.
Hmm.
This is the event that I planned and to get more
Very
people
nice.
involved. But they did tell me that during one of the meetings, I think that they have decided to let this be an annual event. So
Oh, okay.
Hey,
we'll
Very
be on
that's
nice.
what's
board.
up.
Yes, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, and thank you for considering Mellow Groove,
Yeah.
to be worthy to
Yeah.
come entertain a little bit that evening. So we're
Yeah.
excited about it. We don't do much work on a Sunday usually. I usually just play it. Usually just play at church and call it a day. But I'm coming back out for you, Alice,
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Sunday evening. Yeah, it's gonna be fun though. We
Thank
definitely looking forward to it. Is
thank
is there anything that you want to that we may not have covered before we get into our dismissal process?
That's it. I just wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on today. I really appreciated it. I enjoyed the dialogue, the chatter. So
Yeah,
thank you so much. And there is a business. There will be a business. So
Yes.
stay
yeah.
tuned.
That's
Stay
right.
tuned.
Yeah. No, we
So the next time I come back, I may be coming back as a business owner.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
And
That's
and
what we're
and when
talking
you're
about.
ready, yeah, because this doesn't have to be the first and the last time.
Mhm.
We desire to continue this platform, and some people have been
Yeah.
on twice, or maybe it be an update or
Yeah.
a part two. So this doesn't have to be the last time. So when you get ready and you get everything in position and you want to make an announcement, feel free.
Yes.
Let me know.
Do it
We'll have
here,
you on here.
please.
We'll have
And
you
I
on
want to give
here.
a shout out to my sister Terry. She never
Sure.
comes on to things like this, and I saw her give her some hand claps or something.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
okay. Shout
Yes.
out to Terry. I remember Terry. Terry, is she
yeah,
gonna be there
she's
on
my
Sunday?
sister bank, so she's like really busy. So
Mhm.
she never has an opportunity to engage in anything other than work.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
count it an honor that she took the time to
Yeah.
come in today.
Family.
Thank you for joining.
Family.
And you can keep on tagging folks in it too, Alice, because they can still watch the replay. It'll still
Yeah.
be on Facebook and it'll be on YouTube as well. So they can keep on.
Right.
Anybody who missed it live, they can watch
Yeah.
any of the replays and catch it on demand.
Yeah, and
Like Max.
after this runs its course on Facebook, however many days they leave it up, this broadcast episode will still be available on our YouTube channel, and that's no shortcuts with Midas and Fame, ladies and gentlemen. And,
Yeah.
Famous, you got any closing words before we
Hey
get
man,
out of here?
no closing. Just we had a good week this weekend we'll be in Monroe on Saturday, and then Sunday Charleston and Jefferson, South Carolina. Weddings are back after 1 week off.
So Famous, he's an event coordinator. He's a DJ. You know, he's executive producer of this platform, and he does many things. I may be forgetting a title or two, but
couple other podcasts. Another one that's in the brain right now. I got to talk to my man Brian Park about that one soon.
Yeah, we got to talk to Rhonda too. So we're gonna see what's happening. Well,
sounds like y'all need some diversity on this podcast.
We trying.
I need a female.
Well, I do produce. Yeah, that for sure, that part. But I also produce a women's. It's called Women Worth in Weddings, and I'm just behind the scenes on that one. So we got to have you on that one too.
yeah, especially once you get everything, you know, because that would be a great source of avenue of advertisement as well. He does one specifically talking to women and the whole wedding situation. So
that's awesome.
You're right where you need to be. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna let Alice get back to it. We don't want to hold her.
Pawn the replay.
The replay. Yeah. We thank Miss Alice Hardin-Meeks so much for joining us today. We've learned a lot. You dropped plenty of tidbits and things that we could use in our own personal navigation of entrepreneurship, and we're rooting you on and supporting you as you support us as you decide to pursue your dreams and your passions. And I guess we'll see you at Christmasville. Stay on the line. We're gonna shout out everybody real quick: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all of our sponsors. We love you. I'm not going to name them all today because we're running low on time, but God bless you all. Share this with another individual. Let's do it again next week. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Alice, stay on the line. God bless y'all. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Week.